You may now refer to me as the Beef King! Did somebody say my name? Nobody said burger. I could have sworn I heard the word burger. Nope. Are you sure? Yup. Fine, I take my leave. It's good to be the king! Well, have it your way.
Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh overview. Today, let's take a look at the Hasbro Fortnite Victory Royale series Deluxe Undefeated Menace, or Menace Undefeated, whatever. I was moseying through Walmart earlier, and nothing. What the hell's that? I couldn't remember this ever being announced, shown. Of course, we're kind of used to it with the Fortnite line at this point, both from Jazzwares and Hasbro, where they just kind of pop up somewhere. But most of the time we see some kind of hint about it. There may have been some kind of leak list thing, but you guys know me. If there's not a picture of plastic, I do not remember it. And hell, this, I still haven't seen any plastic. It's essentially just pictures of renders around it. So that intrigued me. On top of that though, look at this. Some kind of king skeleton gladiator thing going on. I can use this anywhere. I can use this. I already have ideas in my brain across different toy lines, so I had to grab it. Looking at the package, like I just said, it's just renders. There's no window, there's no plastic. There's a close-up of the skull head and then unmasked. On the side, or well, caddy corner at least, this is a deluxe, so it comes with the weapons rack, it comes with some weapons to go on it, the alternate head, big shield. On the back, a better look at that, and how can I pass that up? Look at this. Down here is your warnings, small parts. Don't put plastic you've never seen in your mouth. Always get to know your toys first. On the other side, not much of anything. On the top, Fortnite logo. Bottom, legalese, barcode. Let's get this open, see what's going on here. I picked a weird angle, huh? It's very... Also, without the window, I made sure to check all the tape around the various sides. I didn't want any kind of sneaky shenanigans going on. Oh, okay. This is actually what we kind of saw with this guy, so there's no surprise here. Ooh, okay. Every bit of tissue paper is holding something in here. Oh, that's the back bling. Why didn't I think of that? Okay, before we actually get into it, while I have all the packaging up here, this is a bit misleading. Kind of have this pink fire here on the shoulders that matches up here, but it doesn't actually come with that. Flip side, it doesn't list that anywhere in the accessories or anything, so I can't blame them. It's just that when I looked at that, I thought, oh, well, maybe you swap that out or something. Nope. Crumple test on the tissue paper. Make sure there's nothing in there. Yeah. Let's try to put this together. Like the cannon that came with Man Cake, there's no instructions, so I'm going to try this. Doesn't seem quite right. Okay, those are fitted. I didn't even realize that. There's this angle right here. This one is angled more like this, and that of course fits that and that. And then this one has a kick right here, and not a lot going on there. Yeah, fits right in once you find the correct plug. Yep, they're really rocking the swirly twirly on the gold here. It works, but a wash would have done wonders. Or should I say a wash will do wonders, because I think I'm going to put it on there myself. Don't get me wrong, right out of the package, this is nice. The shine to it, it's royal feeling, especially with these purple tassels and the bandana and the dangles down here. All the paint budget went into this animal fur drape. There's a leather look to these black flappies, but below that there's fur, and it has this design here, and I like the transition from brown to a lighter whitish color. It gives it a natural feeling. And then with the purple, there's a different texture. Down at the legs, there's some brown pants under the knee armor with the skulls on it. That's gonna be a running theme here. Shin guards has some design work, some angles coming around the back. Down on the foot, there's little metal strips. Well, they're not metal, they're plastic, but you know what I mean. There's little armor strips going up and over the foot. And then toe guards. Have to have them steel-toed boots. Forearms, more armor, more gold, more shine. See how the light dances off of it? It's the same there and there and there. Ooh. Have a knuckle duster thing going on with the handguard. There's a ring on the thumb that is the same on the left hand. Underneath the shoulder armor, there is this plate mail with the rivets and the seam lines. Well, I said a running theme. Here are two more skulls on the body armor, and I believe that's... oh, no, there we go. They're here on the back, too. This part with the fur coming out on top, some more purple trim, is attached to the bandana, and that's a floaty piece. We'll talk about that. But under that, the shoulder guards those are actually attached to the body right above the shoulder. In fact, that's part of the butterfly joint. So these flap up and out of the way. It's just another armor bit to give you all this chesty goodness, or shouldery goodness, wideness. But I think the focal point, at least when it comes to the body, well, okay, your eye is definitely drawn to the goldness, the shininess, but me, this is the biggie. I don't know why I'm mesmerized by that, but it's just an awesome detail. But then there is the head. It's the guy that knows how to fight, but doesn't have to prove himself because he has way back in the past or something, and he's just kind of there to look badass. Maybe slightly small, but I chalk that up to the Fortnite look. Some engineering things going on. Like I said, this is a floaty piece and it will float. It is all over the place. In accessories, we'll see something to pin it down, but it doesn't really, well, you can already see it. Spoiler alert, it flops up in the front whenever you pin it in the back. So I may come along and glue this down. What do we do here? Let's take this off. Put this back on. That actually kind of fixes the proportions, especially the head and the chest, but the shoulders are still bubbly. I got used to this being on there. It looks like it's missing something. At the waist, there is a ball joint, and when I first got it out of the package, I thought there's no way in hell there's anything there, but there is. It doesn't move much because that's pretty much a stop on a stop, not getting further than that, but it allows for a little movement. And then I thought, oh, well, there's a hinge mid-torso too, but because of this armor, not going to get a lot of crunch. This is a separate piece flapped on the front, and you can see the whole articulation. So when you go to crunch them down, that flips out a little bit. Unfortunately, even though it looks like he could crunch all the way over, it only goes to about right there, and it starts moving back on its own. Not all the way, but it has some snap back to it. There we go, right there. Same thing when you arc back. It may be slower. There we go. Zoop. It's possessed. Be gone, demon. Hinge and swivel elbows. I mean, it gets up to here, and it being a big, bulky boy, because of my muscles and all this armor, I can't get it. But at the same time, I wish there was more range there. This kind of traffic coney, but it doesn't get in the way that much. It still does this, so it's not really a complaint. Going over articulation, like I showed a minute ago, there is a dumbbell joint at the top of the neck with a ball down at the bottom. Can look up, look down. So much tilt. Bouncing right off the fur. Pop, 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 pop. Looks left and right. Butterfly joint at the shoulders. Okay. Well, no, wait. It's snagging on something. Left is going. No, it did it again. You go too. Oh. Okay, I didn't break it. I snapped it past whatever it was sticking on. Let's see if I can snap this one. Is it sticking inside the body? See how it's stretching right there? There's a pin coming out to the shoulder, goes around. You're gonna have to do some armor flexing to get it all the way. Hinge up to 90, swivel at the bicep, and then swivel at the elbow. So hinge there, like we talked about, comes up slightly less than 90. Swivel below the elbow. Swivel at the wrist. There's all kinds of swiveling going on. Up and down hinge on a weapon-wielding hand. Hinge mid-torso. Crunches to about right there. Arcs back. Ball joint below that gives you a little bit more motion, and then slight tilt. Rotates too. Wait a second. Can I pull that down from... Oh, look at that. You can pull this lower piece down, and it gives you more motion. Ball coming out to the hip allows for this, and this, and this, which is better than a lot of Spider-Mans. Swivel at the thigh, hidden under that pelt. Double knee, I actually haven't done this. Oh yeah, kicks his Fortnite ass. The boot is a separate piece from the brown pants part. There's no motion because of the shape. I guess they did that for the swirl twirl. There is a pin coming down to the ankle, goes side to side, hinges back, forward, crashes a bit. Front facing pin for rocker. For accessories, there is this, it's not quite a sword. I know it's a sword of some type, but it's a very short sword. A gladius? Is that what it's called? It looks slightly used with dings in it, or is that QC issues on the plastic? Either way, not a problem to put in the hand. Or since he comes with quite a few weapons, you can put that there. Oh yeah, that does not get in the way at all. There's also this spear, have the same silver up here on the spearhead. Some wrap sculpt right there that doesn't really stand out, and that's easy enough to... Oh, and there's a grip to it too. I thought it would just slide through because of how thin it looks, but he can hold it up wherever. There's two spiky nubs on chains, flails, right? Softer plastic, they do flex around, but they return to these positions. I love a good dual wield. Got some back bling, which I thought was a shield at first. Well, I guess it could be held in the hand as a shield. It brings the purple back in with some gold poking through in places. These points sticking out move around. You look at the back, and I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Plastic X piece that's kind of clamped in. Then there's this strap, whatever. You're always going to see it from this direction. And again, we talked about it. It plugs through the hole in the overlay, and then it plugs into the back. Again, boop. it causes the front of it to raise up. Then there is this, the alternate helmet. And I don't know what's going on here. I get that the helmet is the skull because here's his ear poking out. But why does his eyes catch on fire? And is this actual flame up here? Okay, that looked weird. I thought that's purple flame, but it's actually the same pink as what's on the eyes. The back of the helmet, you can already see that it's going to limit forward and back. But that also sits on top of this overlay and holds it down. It makes that more solid. It's not going to flop around. Oh, that kind of cherry on tops it. This is the icing on the cake. I don't think that's coming off. And then I have an alternate head for something else. Oh, and then I forgot about this, the weapons rack. I guess you can put that there and put that there. Stack it inside. Put that, oh, get back up there. I guess it works, but man, is it some plain plastic looking wood. There's a few sculpted details, so I may have to throw a wash on this and then dull it down because it's shiny on top of that. Fairly tall at 6 5/8 up to the top of the helmet, and then nearly 7 3/4 to the top of the flame, which does make him bigger than Wave 1's Midas Rex and puts him about on par with Ripley. Also quite a bit of height on the Jazzwares offerings, although, well, it's Peely. The top of his head is, of course, going to be up here. Maybe have a bone crew through the Ages thing going on. If you're wanting to use this in other lines, though, here it is against Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper, the original version, and then the Hasbro Marvel Legends comic book Black Panther. Maybe some Maxi Zeus action with your Mafex DC characters, or a general that fell through a time portal to end up in G.I. Joe Classified. So at the end of the day, quite a few surprises going on here. First, not knowing a damn thing about it. How often does that happen, where you just go to the store and see something you did not have any clue existed? On top of that, it's just a kick-ass looking figure. Now, it may be hindered in places because of the single elbows, because of the bouncy around torso, but at the same time, I can't help loving it because of the presence. You just stand this thing straight up and down and it's imposing. Your eye is just drawn to it because of the shininess, the gold, the purples, the design, just everything. But going back to the first, Mr. Editor Robo put the price back up down here. Wait, how much was it? $39 is what I'm calling it. It was over 40 after tax. Oh, man. Now, I justify that by not buying a lot of the other Fortnite figures. I don't think have I picked up? Okay, I got man cakes for sure. I mean, I'm just buying what I really, really like. So I skipped some to afford the ones that really catch my eye. But that doesn't take away the sting of seeing it up on the register whenever I scanned it. It was like, boop! What the fuck? If you enjoyed the review, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus if you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel. Patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh. I played around with some other heads on this, and while it is tall and intimidating, there's also a thinness to it. There are some cartoon proportions, or well, guess I should say video game proportions going on with the length of the arms, the length of the legs, skinniness, I guess. And maybe it's because I've already fallen in love with this overall look, but nothing I've tried looks right yet. So it may stay like this, but still wander the toy shelves, the displays.